Why did it have to be snakes? Because we named the snake after Harrison Ford. Hi, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Harrison Ford's legendary Indiana Jones character may fear snakes, but the actor now has a real reptile named after him. It's a new species of snake found in Peru, and it's been named, I'm going to butcher this, Tachymenoides harrisonfordi. I got that second part right, to honor Harrison Ford's environmental advocacy. I didn't know this. Harrison Ford is the vice chair of the nonprofit group Conservation International. Ford also has a spider named after him. Harrison said, "Scientists keep naming critters after me, but it's always the ones that terrify children. I don't understand. I spend my free time cross-stitching, and I sing lullabies to my plants so they won't fear the night." Ford actually likes snakes and says, "Snakes have eyes you can drown in," and he spends most of the day sunning himself by a pool of dirty water. We probably would have been friends in the early 60s. It's a reminder that there's still so much to learn about our wild world and that humans are one small part of an impossibly vast biosphere. An Australian mother is going to visit 140 countries and won't have to cook or clean for 3 years. How does this work? You book a 3-year cruise around the globe. Rena Cavazza says, "I'll be traveling for over 1,000 days on one single boat, 140 countries, 382 ports, 13 of the 14 wonders of the world." Wow, I wonder which one she's missing, and that kind of sucks. Don't you want to see all of them at that point? 2 of her children, Dom and Amelia, thought Mom was crazy. Amelia said, "My first reaction was yowza," and Dom said, 3 years on a cruise? Ridiculous. The cruise starts in Istanbul on November 1st, then heads down to South America, down the coast to Antarctica, then up to North America as far as Alaska. From there, the cruise goes to Asia, down to Australia, New Zealand, back up to Southeast Asia, across to India, onto South Africa, before heading to Europe, then to Iceland, back down the Mediterranean to Turkey on November 1st, 2026. 800 other passengers are doing this thing. There'll be a doctor and dentist on board, but the casino has been converted to a business center, and you don't have to cook or clean because cleaners will do that for you once a week. The cruise ship says you can bring on guests to stay in your cabin, or you can have guests come and pretty much rent a room like you would at a hotel. How much does this thing cost? $240 grand. Woo! Shane Porter was struggling with 2 cancers when he bought a 1969 Jeep Commando as a family fixer-upper. He had hoped to create fond memories in what he knew could be his final years from 2016 to 2022. The family tinkered away. Unfortunately, Shane passed away at age 57. The Jeep wasn't finished, and the rest of his family just couldn't bear to work on the car. So the barely functioning car sat there for months. The family was unwilling to part with it. But one day, a family friend and head of the automotive technician class at Corona High School paid the family a visit and said the Jeep would be a stellar project for his students. Bob Mauger and the class worked on it. Mauger told the Washington Post, "The kids aren't just learning how to fix their own car, but they're learning how to be a good human. That's what the world needs." The rebuild took 15 months. At the end of July, the class presented the Porter family with the car, sparkling with a new coat of metallic paint. Shane's widow Tigger said they had no idea who we were, but they did it. This was truly a work of love. Great headline here. The Saco River Wildlife Center is in its era's era. Why? They're a TikTok sensation. The Maine-based wildlife refuge posted about a fundraiser that featured Taylor Swift-themed t-shirts. These shirts replace Taylor Swift with raccoons, possums, and skunks. Lauren Kennedy is the Saco River's director of development, said the impact has been overwhelming. Not only have we raised over 17 grand, we were also increasing awareness of our organization and promoting the work of wildlife rehabilitation. Kennedy said, "I'm a huge Swiftie, so it's wonderful to be able to really connect with the community in this way." Choosing a baby name, not always easy. Courtney and Oliver were going back and forth. The possibilities, Casey, Brody, and Jackson. They couldn't decide, so they decided, we'll let Gus the Spaniel Terrier pick. Here's how you do it. You get a bunch of balls, you write the name choices on it, you go to the park, you throw the balls, and you see which one Gus gets. Gus came back with Brody. Brody was born on July 5th. He's getting along great with Gus the dog. We were told Gus is a very clever dog. I think he knew very early on that I was pregnant and was pretending not to. One random night I was laying there and Gus cuddled up to me and laid on my belly, and the baby started going crazy. We struggled with names so much. We liked Jackson from the beginning, and Casey was a family suggestion. We went to a wedding and asked people their sons' names, and one said Brody, and we loved it. Oliver wanted to know the name we were going with, so we had Gus to help. He picked Brody, and then he kept picking him. It was our favorite anyway. And that's your 5 good news stories for today. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, wherever you get your shows. You have a great day.